Here, let's see if it's working now. All right, we're rolling. Finally.
Got it? All
Yeah, we're
right, good
good.
deal.
All right, so let me give you a little intro. Welcome to DUFFTOWN, the business LLC. This is featured on my YouTube channel, the Duff Law YouTube channel. We're sponsored by my company, The Business LLC, which also just recently started a YouTube channel. So go over and subscribe to that one. And to support the business and to support veterans, go over to www.canvasbusiness.com and buy you some canvas. The photographer is Richard Gilligan. He's also a Marine Corps veteran that I served with, who's also an excellent photographer. But here today we have Alex Blust. He served in the United States Marine Corps. So, Alex, thank you for your service, and thanks so much for coming out and being willing to do this. Well, not really coming out, but remote coming out, however that works. But
Yeah, no problem. Have
yeah,
me.
I'm super excited to have you here, and it's been a few months since we talked, and so yeah, I'm just excited to see your face again and see how we do here tonight.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Good to see you. Wish you could bring some of that weather on here, though.
Yeah, you're stuck up in the cold, huh?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at snow as we speak.
How much snow? Has it been snowing a lot?
I mean, it hasn't really been snowing a lot, but like the last like couple of days, like got, like maybe like half an inch or half a foot of snow.
Half a foot? Oh, 6 inches?
Yeah, I mean, I might be exaggerating a little bit. Like I didn't check the actual numbers on it, but like I mean, the whole ground's like covered in snow, and like I mean, it snowed a lot. Like it definitely snowed like the entire day. Like I think it was day. So, like, the whole
Nice.
ground's, like, covered now and, like, so and they said, like, this is, like, the biggest snow they've gotten in, like, over 2 years now. It didn't even snow at all last year, so I
Cool.
think a lot of people out here are happy to see it too.
Yeah, probably. But always changing climates, like going from here where I'm at, the Bahamas, up that far north. Now you're in the snow. Like I imagine you're taking reacclimatizing to that sort of cold weather has been quite the challenge.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it reclimatizing because I didn't grow up in this kinda weather, so having to, like, get used to it and, like, new climatize.
Well, speaking of that, let's dial back chronologically and get started. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in, Little River, South Carolina. It's a little town right across the border of, North Carolina. It's pretty much in the Myrtle I pretty much tell everybody Myrtle Beach because it's in the Myrtle Beach area, but nobody's ever heard of Little River before, and,
Okay.
yeah, so we pretty much like Little River, North Myrtle Beach area, but like I said, I pretty much claim Myrtle Beach. Everybody's heard of Myrtle Beach, so I just say Myrtle Beach, like when I'm from out of town, and then somebody's like, "Oh, what part of Myrtle Beach?" That's when I'll be like, "Oh, I'm from Little River or North Myrtle Beach."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I said reacclimatizing because I'm from up north. I'm from Pennsylvania. A similar thing with me. Whenever I tell people where I'm from, I say Berwick, Pennsylvania, but no one's ever heard of that. So I always ask if you've seen the show The Office. It's in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Scranton is literally maybe 40 minutes from where I grew up. So everyone's seen The Office, though, yeah, and everyone's heard of Myrtle Beach. I get where you're coming
yeah,
from with that one.
yeah. So let's talk about you're from Scranton then.
Yeah, I don't want to because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, you're from the same place Joe Biden's from."
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I was like, this is Joe Biden.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Like,
associated.
yeah, you grew up with Joe Biden.
Yeah, he was my buddy. Shit, nah, I'm good on that. So the United States Marine Corps, what led you to making that life choice? How old were you when you joined?
So I was 19 years old when I joined. And pretty much what led me there is like I was in ROTC in high school, so my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and it was Navy ROTC. So as you know, like, Navy's parent of the Marine Corps. They never let us forget it.
Yeah.
Department of the Navy. So
Hmm.
yeah, but pretty much like the Navy ROTC, they pretty much promoted the Marine Corps as well. So I definitely had like some insight into the Marine Corps like in high school, and like I just like the structure of like being in ROTC. Like I like the discipline structure they teach you there. So that's pretty much. And I didn't really have any direction in high school anyway, because like I was a pretty average student. Like I barely graduated as it was. I pretty much knew like when I graduated, like I was going to join the military. I was like, I pretty much have to because like I don't have any kind of direction. It's like I'm just gonna donate my life to the government and just let them decide what to do with me. So that's pretty much how
Yes.
I ended up doing it.
So that was you said right out of high school is when but you mentioned ROTC as well. I thought ROTC was for officers.
Yeah, well, it's called JROTC, so it's junior ROTC. So like every
Okay.
high school has like I don't know about every high school because I don't maybe yours didn't because like if you haven't heard of it, but so they have like what they call JROTC, which is pretty much just like it's like a military program like in high school, to pretty much like get kids like introduced to the military and like how the structure of the military is and like the day to day life. They have
Yeah,
us
what
doing PT and stuff.
I did for me it was called the delayed entry program. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
I was
Was it kind of the same thing maybe? Because I was doing PT and stuff too, like before I joined and whatnot, but we called it the delayed entry program.
yeah, so I did the late entry program as well, but ROTC was more in depth than that. Like it's actually like a program. It's pretty much it's a class in high school, so you can get it for credits and whatnot.
Oh,
So like
gotcha.
instead of taking like PE, like you can choose to take ROTC instead. So it's like a block like in your class schedule, and like so you want to go
Nice.
there for like a period of class, and like but it's a lot more in depth than like the DEP program. So they actually issue you uniforms and stuff, and you do like PT, like the team, so you can like spin rifles, and they have a rifle team there too. They have like amateur shooting and whatnot.
Oh,
And you
nice.
can
Yeah,
actually
that's way more in depth than the delayed entry program, that's for sure.
oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But I mean, you can
Hmm.
actually get like they have like a ribbon chart and stuff too, so you actually get like ribbons and stuff like same way you do in the military.
Oh,
And then they also
nice.
do like they have like drill meets on the weekends and stuff, like where other like high school like host like different teams, and they
So
do like
you
charity events.
so you got to join, you got to enlist as a staff sergeant then pretty much.
I wish, man. Yeah. No, I got my mosquito wings though.
Yeah. That right out of
Yeah.
boot camp was that were you Lance Cooley?
No, I didn't get Lance Corporal because well
Yeah.
actually the benefit of ROTC, like if you do it in high school, like all the branches they start you off at E3 except for the Marine Corps. Like the Marine Corps is the only one that's
Yeah.
E2.
No, not for you. You're in the Marine Corps. You're starting at the bottom, as low
Yeah,
as
well,
it gets.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my little mosquito wings though. Like everybody else had like blank collars, and like there's a few of us that actually had PFD already. So that was
Nice,
my
dude.
benefit. I've never had no rank on my collar, so
So yeah, I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school too, so I know how that goes. But how about boot camp and did you what was your MOS? Did you go to School of Infantry?
yeah.
SOI?
Well, I went to SOI, but I went to MCT though, so it wasn't like because I mean it's all under the School of Infantry, but they have the one that's called the MCT. I think what is it, Marine Combat Training, which is for
Yeah.
like all the what you would call pogues, like the people that aren't grunts.
Yeah.
Only other MOS besides 03 MOS is like go to MCT. So I
Oh,
went to
that's
MCT.
right.
But I mean,
You were was your MOS comms or something? I forget what you said it was.
yeah, I was a radio operator. Yeah. So I went in as an 0623, which is it's called transportable multi-channel equipment operator. So
Say that
it's
one more
basically
time, a
it's
little slower. A
yeah. So
little
it's
slower for this grunt over here.
yeah. So it's transportable multi-channel equipment operator, and I had no clue what the hell that was. I was like, what the hell is this? It's like
Yeah.
I originally like I got told I was gonna be an electrician. That's what I signed up for. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be an
Hmm.
electrician, and then on my contract it said command and control electrician. There's that little caveat there, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I talked to MCT, and they were telling everybody where they're going for MOS school. They're like, oh yeah, you're a transportable multi-channel equipment operator, 0623. We're going to Palms, California. And I
Damn.
was like, what the hell is it? I had no clue what the hell that was.
Guess
What?
you go figure it out.
I was like, man, my recruiter told me I was
That's
gonna be an
wild.
electrician, man. Like, what the heck
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how the Marine Corps is, so
Hmm. One thing I did want to talk about was I remember when you were here, we were talking about where we deployed to. I think we both deployed to very similar locations in Afghanistan. So, how many deployments did you do, and where were they to?
yeah. So like we were in the yeah. So I think both of us like we spent most of our time like in North Helmand. It's like Sangin, Musa Kala, Kajaki, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I only did one deployment. It was pretty much the entire year of 2012. And for the first 3 months of the deployment, I was in Sangin over there. I think it was Fob Jackson. You ever go to Jackson?
Okay. No, I never went to Fob Jackson. Where we did convoys to Musikela District Center. My first deployment was in, I want to say 2010, 2011, and that's when we did convoys from 7171 up to Musikela. And my second deployment, I was at White House and did some stops in Pennsylvania. I think it was Pennsylvania, combat
Yeah,
out for
Penn.
FOBs, Pennsylvania.
Well,
Yeah, on the way up to the dam, the Kajaki Dam and stuff. Route, what
yeah,
was
but
that?
that's
What
what.
was that main road? Route 611 or something?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Something like that. But yeah, we had a
Yeah, I just
few locations where we were around the same spot.
yeah, because I visited White House like a few times, and I remember White House because that's the one that's right next to the base of the mountain, and I'm like, why the
You're
heck
right
would you
in a
put a fob like
horrible spot. Yeah.
first spot? It's like I can
uh,
see putting it on top of the mountain, like where you can see out and like see what's around you, but they put it at the base of the mountain where it's like something can come over it, and like
yeah, super
you're like
sketch.
trapped at the top of a
Super
mountain. So
sketchy. And that wasn't a small mountain either. Like anyone, like we had mountains all around the back side of White House too. Like anyone could have climbed up and just started taking pop shots and done some damage because anyone out there on those mountains, it's not like we can go out there and go get them, and just trying to scan for them from where
yeah, exactly.
where White House was, like that'd be, while they're while you're in plain sight of the whole mountain, like trying to look for who's shooting at you, that'd just be a nightmare. Luckily, that never happened when we were there. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if it
got lucky.
happened with anybody else, but it didn't happen when I was there.
Yeah, it happened. So because actually, because most of the time I was based at Delaram because I was part of the regiment, so I was part of RCT 6, which is pretty Regimental Comm 6, which is just all it is just you have the 6th Marine Regiment, and when the entire
Yeah.
regiment deploys, they don't just call it the 6th Marine Regiment, they change it to Regimental Combat Team. So like Regimental Combat Team 6, like we control the northern AO, and then Regimental Combat Team 5, they control the southern AO. So like part of the regiment, like we would hear about like all the different fobs underneath us. So we had all of them underneath us, like in the north. So we had like Musa Kala underneath us, Kajaki, Fob Jackson, Ole, White House, 7171. Like they were all underneath us.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
all the ones we heard about getting messed up the most of was always White House. Like they were always taking IDF over there, and which is
Hmm.
indirect fire for anybody that doesn't know what IDF is.
Yeah, IDF, the
Getting
indirect
messed up
fire.
over there. Yeah.
We had when I was there, we pretty much did foot patrols and manned the other outposts around the area. We had established one across the river, and another one on the same side of the river as White House. I think that one we called it Georgetown, and the one on the other side of the river, I don't remember what we called it. But Georgetown was always the one that would we'd have guys be taking contact regularly on the White House deployment anyway. The only action I got to see on my White House deployment was we did a like week long op. We got to fly out in some Ospreys. I don't even know where we went, but we landed at like 3 in the morning, pitch black, had our MVGs and stuff, and the Ospreys took off, and it was just dead silent, pitch black, and I'm like, well, hopefully somebody knows where we're going from here, because I can't see
Right?
a damn thing, and I have no idea where I am.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, but we
That's
were,
scary right there.
yeah, there was like a wadi, dried up river in between two like villages that were on either side of the dried up wadi, and we started on the north side of one of the villages and worked our way to the south side. But the whole time working south, we're taking pop shots from the other side of the wadi. So we were calling in air support and all kinds of stuff on that week long op. And we ran out of water. We had to like ration one
Oh,
bottle of water for the last like 2 days. It was
goodness gracious.
it was pretty wild stuff.
Yeah. Well, I never got to do anything cool like that, but
And you're probably the reason we're able to have communications at all.
yeah, yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I mean, if it wouldn't have happened without guys like you, wouldn't have been able to do any communicating at all. It'd have been like, oh shit, I don't know how these talk bricks work.
gotta punch some numbers into them, man. You know.
Yeah, what is this? What is this thing? Do I hit somebody with it?
I mean, you can like if it comes to that, those things are
Yeah,
heavy enough. So
yeah, they're heavy enough. That's for sure. So what about
yeah, it definitely comes to last resort.
mhm. So how about your rank? What how was your experience in the Marine Corps with your whole ranking up and how did that go for you? Like from picking up corporal, sergeant, and you made it all the way up to gunnery sergeant, or was it staff sergeant, or
No, it was staff sergeant.
okay.
Yeah, so like I picked up corporal. Actually, I got pinned on in Thailand. Like we were doing Cobra Gold 2009 over in Pattaya, Thailand, which is a blast, by the way. I'd highly recommend going there if you ever get the chance.
I bet. Yeah, I hear a lot about Thailand, and every time I hear about it, I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I never got to go, but I should put it on the
Oh, dude,
bucket
it's a
list.
blast. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Yeah, because I did Cobra Gold 2008 and then Cobra Gold 2009, and that's when I was with the Third Marine Logistics Group at the time over in Okinawa, Japan, based out of Camp Kinzer.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I got to deploy to Thailand 2 years in a row, if you want to call it a deployment, but I mean, yeah, I'll,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
not the U.S., so sounds like a
yeah. So
deployment
the
to
first,
me.
yeah, because the first deployment to Thailand, like, I was just a young, like, no, because actually I got pinned twice in Thailand. I remember now because I got promoted to lance corporal the first time in Thailand. I got promoted to corporal the second time in Thailand. So
Hell
I have
yeah.
that distinction. I've been promoted twice in Thailand now.
That's sick. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first promotion to lance corporal, like that. I mean, that wasn't really much of anything. Cause like I was just going from E2 to E3, and like I had just barely gotten to Okinawa. Like I want to say like I spent less time in Oki than I did in Thailand. Like when I first got to Thailand, I'd gotten there like within a week. Like, oh, you're going to Thailand, and I was like, what?
I
So
just
I hadn't
got
even
here.
been out a month yet, and like they're already sending me to Thailand. And I was like, what the heck? It's like I
Oh
went to
geez.
Thailand and like I didn't know anything about like because well, long story short, like when I first got to Okinawa, like the Third Marine Group over in Camp Kinzer, like they didn't even have the radio that I got trained on in 29 Palms.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I spent 3 months
Uh-oh.
in MOS school learning this damn. It's called the Track 170, which you can Google it like AN/TRC 170, It's pretty much like this is big like tropospheric radio. It's in the back of a Humvee. Like it's got these huge antennas that go off the back, like these two look like two boobs, you know. They just hang on the back. And like I spent 3 months learning this piece of junk, and like I get sent to a unit, and they don't even have the thing that I got trained on. And then I
Yo,
get there, and they're
if
like,
you
"Oh, we're going to Thailand."
got some pictures of that, I'll put them up in the video whenever I edit it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll send them to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
for the track 170.
perfect. Looks
Things are
like a couple
I hated it.
boobs.
Pretty much, yeah. And that thing's a pain in the ass to set up too, man. You gotta have like a whole crew out there, and like it was a pain. Like I didn't enjoy much school. Like I mean, I'm not a big school person anyway. Like I never have been. Like I've always been like an on the job learner. But I
Oh
mean, it's
yeah.
one thing to like force myself to like pay attention in the school, and I learned this complicated ass radio. Then I get sent to a unit, they don't even have it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, and you're going to Thailand on this operation to go work on the." They call it the SWAN. It's called the Support Wide Area Network.
Okay.
So that's more based. So it's more it's satcom. Like the Track 170 is troposphere. Yeah, so some of the stuff's getting complicated. So like I won't get too like big into the weeds on it, but like the Track 170, like it's not like it looks like two big boobs, but they're pretty much like antennas. Which
It
I mean, you could
sounds
also say
like
they're like
I did a podcast episode with Damien, and he said he'd worked on some satcom stuff, and it's kind of sounding a little similar to what maybe he did some work on in the army.
yeah, it definitely is because like I talked to Damien like when I was down there at Autech, and like he was telling me about some of the stuff that he was working on. Like he mentioned like Harris. Like Harris is like the ones that make our radios and stuff. And I was like, oh, Harris, you know about Harris? And then he mentioned like Datapath, and like he
Hmm.
said Datapath, and I was like, Datapath? I haven't heard of Datapath in like over a decade now. I was like, how the heck do you know
Yeah,
about Datapath? He's like,
yeah,
oh, I did SecCom too. I was like, what?
yeah. You and Damien, I think, had probably pretty similar occupations in the military. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Damien was a com guy too. So
Hmm. Nice.
yes,
And
so pretty much like
you
I did. What's up?
I was just gonna say you mentioned you weren't doing school, but if you had some more to say about your job in the Marine Corps, yeah, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so just going back to like how I got sent to a unit that didn't even have the job, like because the comm officer at my unit, like he made a mistake, like he asked for 0627s, which is an actual satcom operator, and he accidentally he thought satcom was 0623, which is what I was 0623, the whole transportable multi-channel equipment operator. So it's me and two other guys that I went to school with. We got sent to this unit, thinking like, oh, okay, now we're gonna actually gonna get to do our jobs, and they're like, oh yeah, we actually don't have that radio here.
Oh,
I
jeez.
was like, what? So then I got sent to
Typical
Thailand
Marine Corps.
operation. Oh yeah, gotta love it, man. Like I said, Thailand, like and they have this new thing. It's called the Swan, the Support Wide Area Network, which is it's Satcom, and like I didn't know anything about it. Like I was one lance corporal working with like two or three other corporals, and like they were kind of just doing their thing. They didn't really train me on anything. I'm just kind of just I was just sitting there doing night watch the whole time. Like that was my job, was just like night watch.
Oh
Like hey,
man.
no,
No,
was it?
not the night watch.
Yeah, the night watch, man, the good old
Oh
night watch.
shit.
I mean, it was good though because I got conditioned for night watch, so I got conditioned to be up late. And like when you're in Thailand, like that's the time to be up is up late. Like you don't do things in the morning, like you do things at
Oh
night.
yeah. Yeah, of
So like the
course.
days I
Yeah.
was off, I was like it was great. I got to actually like go out and like I was like wide awake, like I wasn't like falling asleep.
Nice, man. That's super cool. So,
Yeah,
it seems like shortly after after that Thailand stuff, is that when did you pick up staff? When did you pick up staff sergeant?
yeah. So I didn't pick up staff till like the last like I want to say like maybe 6 months in the Marine Corps.
Okay, so just a
Yeah,
little bit before you got out.
yeah. So that happened on the Marine Security Guard program, MSG. So I did MSG for the last 3 years I was in. And then, yeah, it
Okay.
was like the last like 6 months I was in. Like I finally got what is it? Put on the list, I forgot all the exact terms and stuff. I was in zone, so finally I got first the list comes out and you see that you're in zone, and I was in zone. So my name was on the list, and then finally the selections came out. My name was on it. And I was like, oh, look at that! I'm picking up staff. So
Oh, sweet. So just yeah, I have no idea how it works. My highest rank was E4. I was in for 3 years and 10 months. I did what was called the VERP to get out a couple months early before my contract was up.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I jumped all over that. I was like, yup. If I could have, I probably would have signed a 2 year contract.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done that because my main reason for serving was, just to get the benefits that come from after your service.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I joined too. Like selfishly. Like, I mean, I hate to say like because I joined to fight for my country, which I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I definitely had the other stuff in mind too, like the free college and pretty
Hmm.
much like a direction. Like, I didn't have any direction after high school and everything. So, I mean, I hate to be that
Yeah.
guy. It's like, yeah, for the benefits, but I mean, I did pretty much. So, I mean, this gets good benefits, and I mean, it's a good trade off, I
Yeah.
think, too. So, yeah, if
Oh,
you're gonna
definitely. For sure.
you risk your life. I mean, you might as well own that. Like, yeah, I did it for the benefits. Like, I mean, but
Yep.
again, it's a good trade off, right? So
Uh,
it's like, hey, I'm gonna risk
yeah.
my life for you guys. I want these benefits at the end. So I
Hmm.
don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
Nah, not at all. I mean, that's I've definitely used the hell out of my GI Bill. I've still got, I think, a year left, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that still. Um, yeah, not to mention the VA loan benefit. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some property with that. Hopefully this year. If not this year, maybe next year. How about in terms of your property and benefits and GI Bill? Have you used that at all, or you thinking about maybe getting some property somewhere, or how about let's start with your GI Bill. Did you use that for Strack, or did you use Voc Rehab? Because Strack is another topic I wanted to go over. The Strack Institute, where me and Alex were trained by the Mr. Miyagi of electronics, Mr. Frank Sablon.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, so how did you get to go to that? Was it your GI Bill, or I used Voc Rehab to go to that Strack.
Yeah, so originally, like, so I spent the first 2 years in community college. Like, I went to Santa Fe College up in Gainesville, and I was on the GI Bill for like the first year, and then like the counselor, like, how come you're not using Voc Rehab? And I was like, what the hell's Voc Rehab? He's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's like chapter 1. It's like it's pretty much the GI Bill, except it's way better. It's like you get your books like paid for in full. You get like an extra year of the GI Bill. There's like all these extra benefits to it, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna do that instead. So like I
yeah,
did the paperwork, ended up getting the Chapter 31 Voc Rehab. Went to the University of Florida for like I was there for about 2 years. I didn't really have a good time over there. Like I was struggling a lot in school, and just 2020 hit, COVID came around, and I was just struggling with grades. So I just dropped out of college. Like I'm still like halfway done, so like I want to go back at some point and like finish that up. But
yeah,
then I was kind of left like again like what the hell do I do from here? So like the counselor like hit me up and is like, "Hey, like, are you interested in electronics at all?" And I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Sounds okay." She's like, "Oh, do you know about the Strike Institute?" I was like, "Oh no, I never heard of that. What's that?" And then she started
yeah,
telling me about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's this institute that's pretty much designed only for disabled veterans to pretty much get them electronic certifications." I was just kind of like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll do it." Like, because I mean, I do like electronics and like I do kind of have an electronics background, like doing radio stuff for the Marine Corps.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I was like, sure, why not? I mean, it's better than just sitting around here with like no direction and anything like that. So ended up signing up for strike. Went down to Bellevue because it was in Bellevue at the time before it moved to Ocala.
Okay.
You know Bellevue?
Yeah, yeah. We did a tour over there, and Frank was being nostalgic. Was like, "This is where the Strack used to be, and this is where I would go get lunch, and this," like giving us a tour of what his past used to be, instead of a tour of the company
Did
we
he
were
actually
supposed to be
take you guys
going
down there
to
like
go
on a field
see.
trip or something? Or
Yeah, we went on a field trip.
Oh, nice. Did you actually
We
like go
did it.
inside too, or you like see the
Yeah,
outside of it?
yeah, we did a bunch of field trips, dude. Oh, we didn't get to see the inside of the building.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't much. Like I think that building was like designed to be like a doctor's office. So
Hmm.
that whole little complex was like a clinic right there, and like, well, the crazy thing is like it used to be like next door. There's like a clinic for like kids with like behavior problems. So like we'd be in there trying to study all the time, and you hear these screaming kids next door, like just these shrieking kids, like,
Oh, jeez. Oh no.
like it was crazy, dude. So like me and this other guy, Brian, he's also a Marine Corps veteran as well. Like we were both in the back room there, and like it'd be all
Yeah.
nice and quiet. Like we'd both be sitting there doing our electronics work, like studying, like, and then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, you just hear this kid just start shrieking. I mean, it was just like this
Oh
loud, like I was like,
man.
what the hell
What
is going
a
on?
Jesus. That's pretty
Yeah,
wild. Not the best
and frankly,
location for a school where you're supposed to be concentrating.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
wondering if
that's
that's part of the
funny.
decision why they decided to move out of there, man. Like that was pretty bad. I mean, some days it was
I,
fine, but like some days, like, I mean, those
I
kids would be screaming like bloody murder over there, and I was like, what
good
the hell is
God.
going on?
Torture.
Yeah,
You're
it's
being
concerned.
tortured.
Yeah, so like I think that building was like designed to be like a doctor's office. That's what it was kind of like inside, you know. Like Frank's office was like in the reception area, so like he had like a little window like at the front, you know, like where you go to like reception. That
Yeah.
was like his little office, and then you just had the little rooms like in the back. So I mean, it wasn't anything crazy inside, you know. Just think of a doctor's office, and that's what it looked like inside. So
Hmm. So how about now that you're a veteran, are you involved with any other sort of veteran organizations or causes related to veterans that you're currently involved with now, or plan on like I mentioned the VA loan, like are you thinking about maybe using that to buy a house or something, or maybe working with any other veterans in any other aspects?
I was thinking about buying a house. Like I definitely am ready to, and like I want to. But I moved up here to DC, like the DC area. Like that's pretty much a no go in this area
Yeah.
because the average house here is going for like well over $1 million, and like they're making nice houses, a lot of them.
Well, you're a big deal now. Are you making the big bucks?
Yeah, I'm not making big bucks to afford $1 million house. So that
You
means
don't gotta be
I'm around.
humble. You don't gotta be humble. You know you can afford a $2 million house.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about buying this whole complex that I'm staying in right now. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That's cool.
Yeah. So legitimately, like I've been ready for years. Like I'm just ready to buy a house, and then I got up here, and that pretty much got shit on once again. It's like, nope, not happening this time.
Damn.
I mean, I could probably buy something like over an hour, like outside the city, but like I'm trying to commute like an hour, like in DC traffic. Like it's just ridiculous. Like I live 3 miles away from where I'm at now, and I hate making that commute every day. Like this traffic over here, is
Yeah,
no joke, man.
you're gonna have to start running that 3 miles.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You could run faster than you could drive.
Maybe once the temp gets above 50 one of these days,
Yeah.
try that someday. Yes, but in terms of like veterans organizations, like I'm not really doing anything right now. Like when I was living in Florida, I did the Florida for Warriors. Like, have you heard of them before?
I don't think so.
I think we talked about that before. They're the ones that do like those hikes. They have like those Stogies hikes.
I thought it was Irreverent Warriors.
There could be another one,
Yeah,
so it might be another one. Like,
yeah, I think a
yeah,
bunch
I did.
a few different organizations do them. But yeah, I definitely did one of those with Irreverent Warriors.
Yeah, because I think I want to say like maybe they did one. You did one in Tampa, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it was like a big hike you did in Tampa, like around like maybe like May June time frame.
Um, I'm not sure on what months it was in. Probably it was nice and hot.
Yeah, usually the Florida for Warriors, like they do like the Tampa's like their biggest hike, so that's the one they hype up every year, and like it's because I remember it being right after the semester ended in college. For me, like
Nice.
whenever I did it, like I want to say it was like 2017, 2018, we did one. So like yeah, it was like around April May time frame, like it's a warm out, like you know. So
How about your current occupation? Are you allowed to say anything about what you're doing now?
Yeah, I can say, but I might have to kill you first. So I don't want
So you can't say anything.
to. No, man, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
doing things back in radio now. So
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, back in I mean, pretty much it's radio IT. So like I'm doing a lot of IT stuff too. Like this is doing telecoms. Like we're doing a lot of phones.
Nice. Going back to your roots, Tom's.
Yeah, so pretty much what I'm familiar with. So
Sweet.
yeah, so I mean that's
That's
pretty much what
sick.
I'm doing now. Like called the new code. They're calling it now as a diplomatic technology officer. It's like we're the ones that like run all the IT and like radio comms for the embassies and consulates around the world.
Nice.
So and I mean yeah, so every embassy is going to have like one of these DTOs. But I've been unfortunate enough to be posted for my first post here in Washington, good old Washington D.C. for the next 2
Yeah.
years. So I won't be traveling anywhere exotic. Well, I mean, in terms of living, like I'm not going to be living anywhere exotic, but I'll be traveling. So pretty much like what Washington D.C. is going to be handling, like the post that I'm at up here, like we're going to be handling what they call the WHA, which is the Western Hemisphere. So like it's all in like North and South America.
Okay.
Like,
That's
I'm going
it's a
on a lot
pretty
of
big
TDY
area.
trips to like. Oh yeah, so like pretty much anywhere in North and South America, like I'll have the chance to like do TDY trips to one of the countries like within this continent. So
Damn, that's cool. That's really cool, bro.
including maybe the Bahamas again.
Yeah, come on out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Should
we'll
call over
have
to Nassau and mess their radios up so I can come down there.
I'll have to yeah, I'll have to do that. Whenever once they finish building the new what like $20 million embassy that they're working on here.
Oh, are they building a new embassy there?
Yeah, Nassau. There's construction
Really?
for a new embassy. Yeah. It's
Oh, I hadn't heard
supposedly
about
going to
that.
be I Damien said I don't know if it's true or not. He said they're building a new one because China built theirs right next to the other one.
Really? They want to get away
Yeah.
from it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Wow,
well, we gotta move now.
Chinese man, always encroaching on us.
hmm
Man, that's crazy though. Are they actually? Is it under construction right now? Do you know or?
Yeah, yeah. I went by the construction site where they had the 3D
Oh, you went
picture
there?
of yeah over in Nassau.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right in downtown, pretty much. Right on the
Dude, so
main
like, actually, like
main strip.
for real though, like if they're constructing an embassy, like they're gonna need like comm guys down there to like actually set their comm up and everything. So like the radios and like all the stuff in the embassy, like the telephones and like. So I might actually get to come down there then.
Yeah, yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be a
That'd
part of
be,
the stuff.
that'd be sick. Let me
Yeah,
know.
man.
Let me know when you come down. We can do one episode in person.
Yeah, for sure, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, but
gotta come over there, take a ferry over to
we're
Andros.
yeah, we're getting close to like 30, 40 minutes now. I don't know. I don't want to keep you too long, but we covered everything that the outline that I had. Uh we covered way more than that actually. I don't know if you want to if you have anything else you want to say before we close things up here. Go ahead and have the floor, like anything else you want to
Yeah.
add to this episode of Dufftown.
No, man. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot else to say. I mean, like just living up here in DC now. Woke up running 15 degrees outside. I was gonna go run, but then I was like, I don't know about that. Because I think I told you like I prefer running in the cold like a lot more than I do the heat. But I was like 15 degrees though, man. That's getting like
Yeah,
I feel like I
it's
might have
just
icicles like scraping off of me by the time I get done. So it's like
yeah, you
it's a
don't
little bit
want
too
no
much.
frostbite out there.
No,
But
definitely not.
yeah, if that's it for you, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. And I say thanks, man. I really appreciate it once again, and obviously, thanks for your service to the country, the greatest country on the planet, the United States of
Yeah, thank
America.
you as well, man.
Yeah, man.
Semper Fi,
Um,
hoorah.
Yeah. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the Duff Law channel. Go to canvasbusiness.com, buy some canvas. Also go to the Business LLC YouTube channel. Subscribe to that one as well. Oh, Alex has a YouTube channel. That's what you were supposed to say. Go to Blust Move on YouTube. Go subscribe to Alex.
Not very exciting. Not very exciting, but like one of these days, I promise to get back to posting content on there. One of these days when I get time again. I got my GoPro ready, got everything ready, but
Yeah, YouTube ain't going nowhere. It's just waiting for you.
yeah, well, especially when I start traveling too, man. I'm gonna try to take videos, like when I go out on like TDY trips and stuff, and like all these different countries I'll be able to go to. So.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
I don't know when. I don't want to put a timeline on it, but at some point I will get back to uploading on that channel. I promise. So.
That's it, though, right? Blust the Move. BLUSTAMOVE.
That is it. Bust a move with an L in it.
All right.